Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. We are back live since I believe Thursday. We were not live, we are Tuesday. I told you, start of a new week. Why? Because yesterday was Labor Day, a bank holiday, so today is officially the start of a new week. And how do we start it? Well, with a video this morning where I spoke about the possibility of seeing Mr. Max Allegri as a sporting director. If you didn't watch the video, that was actually out not so long time ago. After the press conference, go back because it's a long one but really an important one to give you a clear idea about the possibilities of Max being a sport director. Ciao to all the people that are live, but also ciao to all the people that will watch the replay. You know which press conference is. And there is one goal in the press conference, listening to the words of Max Allegri and transmitting them, translating them immediately in real life and also explaining the facial expression of Max. Is he joking when he's saying something? Is he totally serious when he's saying something? Is he getting nervous? Because if you watched the last press conference that we didn't do live, there were a bit of fights, a bit of nervousness from our Mr. Max Allegri, so we'll try to go as usual with it. For the people that are watching a replay, it will not be long when you will see that screen. That means that we start with the press conference of Max Allegri, and you can scroll, but without forgetting to put a maximum of like and subscribing to the channel if you didn't yet. Ciao to Samir, that was the first one to write today, to MP Skatey, that is saying aspettiamo, we are waiting. Ciao Styler Z, ciao Ellie, ciao Rising Cross, that is saying pause, I will pause class for this one. Well, not too long, classes are more important. My friend Kurt, ciao Mikalev, Sam, Thomas Maklouf is there, good morning. G just making coffee. To be honest, no, I already drank too many coffees this morning, so I will be for this afternoon. Ciao Ele, grande Ele. Thomas, he's not late, it's the channel that starts whenever he wants. It's also true. Thanks for all the efforts. Thank you, Thomas. Ciao Andrew, ciao Lloyd, ciao Luca, grande, ciao Beppe. Rise and Cross, okay, there is no way to tie or to lose to Lecce. Come on, Inter, something that we heard a lot of time in the month of April. There is no way to tie or to lose against Sassuolo. There is no way to tie or to lose against Inter. There is no way to tie or to lose against Napoli. There is no way to tie or to lose against Bologna. I didn't say all of them because 9 games, only 2 wins. Sporting 1-0, Verona 1-0. But we already spoke about all these kind of things. Let me know how you are going, how you are doing. I know that the level of toxicity is quite high. I know what is going on online with the Allegri out, Allegri out, Allegri out, but when I see that in midweek, because we are Tuesday, at 2 p.m. Italian time, means it's super early in US, there are still nearly 100 people live, well, that means that you still want to hear. You still are curious about the words of Max Allegri that we will hear in 5 minutes, and we will discover the potential lineups. If we are speaking about potential lineups, there are already some that are online, put out by Di Marzio. We know that the succession rate or the accuracy rate of the lineups of this year of Gianluca Di Marzio are equal as the one of our passes, so not that high. So we will see, and maybe we will know a bit more with Max Allegri a bit later, and they will try to make the potential lineup if we speak about football in that press conference, which ultimately we didn't do a lot. Ciao to Mandalorian, Punsara is awake, ciao Zlatko, ciao Aim Sick Obot, what a beautiful, difficult nickname. It's time. Ciao, my friend. Now I see that we have new subscriber, Costa is there with us, a new subscriber on the channel. Ciao Paul Scheucher, question, is Allegri bring out yet another formation? Well, you know that yesterday I spent a lot of time, I did something crazy yesterday. I will show you after the press conference what I did. Please remind me after the press conference to show you what I did yesterday in... It's you have to link it with a question of Paul, and then we will go. Ciao Tony, ciao grande Tony, MP Skatey, Lorenzo Venturini. Another Allegri show in the press. Well, we will discover it if he's nervous or not. I don't believe that there will be a big show, but you never know. Don't break my hopes, Beppe, Samir, Punsara, Sebastiano Juve is there, awake from Germany. Ciao Locatelli, ciao Paul. I don't care how we finish the season. Allegri must be out anyway. No, he doesn't care anymore about the potential 9 or 10 games that are remaining. He wants Allegri out. And I believe that this is also what I'm reading online from a lot of people. Ciao King Chiesa. Beppe does everything crazy. I don't know why you are saying that, but I accept. From Australia, ciao Luca. We are waiting for the words of Max Allegri. What will he say today? I have absolutely no idea. We'll speak about rotation. We'll probably speak about Federico Chiesa. We'll probably speak about Federico Chiesa that yesterday by a journalist has been put out the frustration of Federico Chiesa about the role. Maybe there will be a journalist that will ask Max Allegri, what is the role of Federico Chiesa? Hey, that could be a question from a potential journalist. I'm curious to see. Let me put my headphones in because we will start in a few minutes. Just checking if the sound is working or not. Yeah, I hear a sound, so that means that everything is working okay. From the moment that Max Allegri will speak, we will go with translation live. I will try to take a pen as well so that I can write down the most important things that Max will say. Sebastiano, I'm ready for the 101st different lineup. Speaking about 2 seasons with Mercato and so on. But I will come back on that one, Sebastiano. Otman, Beppe, you need the meme of Conte when you say unacceptable. Well, I have some memes, but not the one of unacceptable. I have the one of Antonio Conte when he's saying,
if you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
I have this one. I don't have the other one. What I also have is Max Allegri that is saying...
Do you remember?
Do you remember? So we have a few. We have a few memes. But the unacceptable I don't have yet, at the moment. Here is Max Allegri in press conference. Mamma mia, he's arriving with a big, huge smile. Attenzione, let's see if he will keep the smile or not at the end. So we go here. No, it's not Europa League. It's here. One question per journalist. Andiamo. Good morning, Mr. Juventus TV. The question. We moved the ranking on Sunday with 1 point. What Juve can we expect? Max Allegri. We achieved, quote, 60. It's already in April, a long time that we should have reached the 60 points, but we couldn't reach it. So now we are arriving at the 60 points. The behavior of the team was totally different in the beginning of the game versus Bologna than the one versus Inter. In the beginning of the game, we created a lot, but we missed a lot. We were not clinical. We have to become better in that one. Tomorrow will be a different game because it's the second game in 3 days. And Lecce is fighting also to avoid relegation. So we will have to be strong, concentrated and respectful towards Lecce. Question of the journalist. Against Bologna, you achieved 100 appearances in that Allegri 2.0. What is the recap of these 100 appearances? Max Allegri. My recap, well, we still have 2 objectives in front. The one of achieving top 4 and Europa League. And after that, we will see. But as every year, there were some positive things, some negative things. We are working to try to be back, being competitive, to fight for the Scudetto until the end. This year, we were not able to do it. This year, there were some problems in and out of the field. And we will have to be good to finish in the best way possible. But again, we have 2 objectives, 2 important and beautiful objective to reach this season. Giovanni Albanese, Sport Italia. What about Vlahovic? Can he start tomorrow? And what are the objectives for Vlahovic from now until the end of the season? The objectives of the individual objectives are important, but the most important is that we are at disposal of the team. Because at the end of the year, if an individual is doing well or bad, but especially well, and we are not achieving the team objectives, it makes no sense. Vlahovic is doing well. He entered at Bologna. Tomorrow, I will decide if he will start or not, but I'm happy about what he did until now. Other question. How are you managing the energies as we are playing every 3 years? In the run towards Europe, how much can it be important that Lazio and Atalanta are not playing the European Cups? So in that really rush towards the top 4, how important it is. Max Allegri. The beauty of football, of calcio, is that it can change from one game to another. After Milano, they were speaking about a team being super tired. And especially these are the things that they are saying when the team is losing. Then, after Bologna, some people were writing that the team found back some energies. No, the team is still the same. And what is doing the difference is the mental condition. We have still a few points ahead of the other ones. We still have 2 head-to-head games and 7 games in Serie A, where we can see it as a mini Serie A, with one really big important objective is to reach Lazio. Sky Sport, midfield. Rabiot looks a bit more tired in the last games. Is it a good game to let him rest? Because we don't have to forget that on Sunday there is the game of Atalanta, a war. Max Allegri. Probably it's not at the same level of a few weeks ago, but Adrien also against Bologna, he did an important game, as all of us. Tomorrow, it's possible that he will rest. Attenzione! We have the first news. And when you are watching the face of Max Allegri, tomorrow, Rabiot will rest. He said possible, but watching the non-verbal expression, no Rabiot tomorrow. Fabiane Della Valle, Gazzetta dello Sport. Did you have the opportunity to speak with Di Maria? And are you expecting him to be decisive also in Serie A, as he was really decisive this season, more in Europa League? Can he also be decisive in Serie A? Are you expecting that? So Max Allegri was watching Fabiane Della Valle with a really small smile. If you know what happened in the last press conference, you know why. Let's see what the answer will be. Di Maria is doing well. He had a small pain at the ankle. Tomorrow he could be from the game. He's a fantastic, extraordinary player. We are expecting a lot from him. But that's what we are expecting from everyone. Everyone needs to be at disposal of the team. Everyone with their own characteristics and skills. It's normal that Di Maria is a player that can make the difference in a game. Short, clear, we go. Question from another journalist. At the first game against Lecce, the light came, or we switched on the light of Fagioli. Since then, how much did Fagioli grow and how much can he still grow? Allegri, becoming better. Of course, he can becoming better in a lot of things, like a lot of players. All the players that can improve in everything that they do, and they have to work, all the players, to improve in every aspect of their capacities. Fagioli grew a lot. He played important games. He had a moment of a dip, and now he came back of being a strong player, especially in terms of performances. Versus Bologna, I subbed him out, but he didn't deserve to be subbed out. I subbed him out because in that precise moment, I was looking for players with diverse skills, but he did a really good game. Question from another journalist. Alberto Mauro, Il Messaggero. I'm asking you, how do you explain this really difficult April? Only 2 wins? Is it only physical? Is it only a mental problem? Max Allegri. No, I already said it earlier. There are some moments that we don't have to forget that until last week we were in all competitions, so including Coppa Italia. When we are arriving at April and you are in all competition to try to fight for all objectives, it means that the season is going towards a good lead. Of course, for having a great season, that means that you have to win if your name is Juventus. But it's impossible that it's always the same that is winning. It's impossible that you're always losing, and it's also impossible that you're always winning and or losing. Tomorrow we have the objective to go back to win, because in Serie A it's already a few times that we are not winning. Antonio Barilla, La Stampa. What about the defense? How is Bremer doing? Bremer is doing well. He needs to recuperate. Also for him, for Bremer, it's his first time that he's playing every 3 days, that you have a lot of more pressure. It was not simple. He needed to rest. He rests. Tomorrow he will be there on the field. I believe that Alexandro will rest. Tomorrow, we need to push a lot. We need a lot of new energy. So that's why Alexandro will rest tomorrow. So Alexandro, Rabiot out. Bremer in, probably Vlahovic in. So today we start having an idea of who will play. Calciomercato.com, Nicola Belice. In the last days, you said how important it was to have clear ideas to start programming the future. Do you believe that Di Maria and Rabiot could potentially extend their contract? Question and answer from Allegri now. On this one, I don't know, because I don't know what will happen next season. Sorry, I repeat. This one, I don't know what will happen for next season. We will start thinking about it when everything is finished, because at the moment we don't know if we will play champions. So this is also the core, the really important point, because if you are playing Champions League, it's one thing. If you are not playing Champions League, that's another discussion in terms of preparing the season. So we have to be calm. We need only to concentrate on what we have to do. Still 32 days until the end of the season. So 32 days until the 4th of June. We all have to be concentrated on that objective. What will be done next season, we will evaluate it at the end of the season. Last question. Timoteo Ormezzano, Corriere di Torino. What about Locatelli? Ultimately, we also saw him a bit in difficulties in some games. He always putting hearts on the field, but sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes a bit tired. Is it his role? Can you explain us a bit about Locatelli? Allegri. Sunday against Bologna, Locatelli played really well. He played a really good game. Then it's not that every game, every 90 minutes, all players can be at the top optimal form of their competition. It can happen that they have a bit of peaks. But Manuel is a guy that when he's going on the field is really putting himself in disposal of the field, even when technically he's doing a bit less good. But you see him and you can find him in a defensive phase. So I'm really happy about what Locatelli is doing. Good day. Max Allegri press conference really fast today. No long press conference. The press conference, as I told you, is over now. Not a long one. We are with more than 100 people, which makes me really, really extremely happy and proud, especially for press conferences when we have everyone on the channel. This is something that really I appreciate it, because translating is not always an easy job. So if I can do it for people that are really appreciating it, that makes me happy. But apparently not, because we are more than 120 and we have only 38 likes. So that means that the appreciation it's only at 25%. It is what it is. Okay, I take it. I had to do better. Anyway, did we learn something today from the words of Max Allegri? Yes, more than the last times, about the lineups that I can start also showing you. But first of all, I would ask you, can you tell me, as we did last time, and I believe it was a good question last time, before me recapping the words of Max Allegri, can you tell me by yourself what was the most important part of that press conference, of what Max Allegri said? Was there something that you said, this one is really the title of that press conference, we can really use it? So while I'm doing actually the tactical pad, please let me know. So we know one thing, that Alexandro will be out, Rabiot will be out. I will put the certainties, of course, already. At the moment, the nearly certainties are these men here. 2 persons at the moment, probably with Chesney as well, even if not 100% sure, but these are at the moment the lineup. So I'm reading your comments before going with the possible lineup of tomorrow. Mikel Arteta is going with Rabiot and also BT. Rabiot might rest is the important part of the press conference. Othman is not going with a sentence, with something he said, but more with a behavior. Othman said he was calm as usual. Well, as usual, if you are looking at some of the press conferences of this year, not always he has been really calm as usual. I really believe that after the press conference of last time, that was really long, especially 25% of the press conference was against Fabiana Della Valle, what she wrote about the reports, about some fight, the latest reports on Gazzetta dello Sport, about him insulting players, their management from Inter, and so on, whatever. We saw that he was not that nervous, and I believe that after that, there is always a talk. There is a briefing before press conference. You saw it in All or Nothing, but there's always also a kind of debrief. How did it go? What about the question? What do we have to pay attention for? What can be the possible return on media? Last time it was a disaster because Fabiana Della Valle, then she wrote an article about it, then she went on Sport Italia, and they had to speak about what happened with Allegri. So the moment of fame of Fabiana Della Valle, I preferred when she had the moment of fame when she anticipated everyone with Dusan Vlahovic. This time she received the moment of fame because of that press conference of last time. Well, I believe that also the important objective of Max Allegri was we cut really short answers and we go away. In a way, it's a pity. It's a real pity because today I didn't really listen to the real Max, the real thoughts of Max today. Today I heard, except of players, which last time we didn't have. This time I heard more of Max Allegri speaking about obvious things. We have to compete to arrive or try in the top 4 in Serie A. There are still 32 days to go. We have to go for it. Versus Bologna, we recuperated a bit of energy according to media, but it's strange because it was only 3 days after Inter where everyone was saying that we were tired. We played in a different way versus Bologna where we created a lot, especially in the beginning of the game, but we were not able to finish it, something that we have to improve. All things that were not really the boom boom. I have one thing that really was important for me, and I will tell you in a second. Let me first read a bit of other question about you. The most important for me was discussing the players that are in a dip. Alexandro Rabiot. Next week is very important week. Next week or this week, Samir? Because this week is already Lecce tomorrow and Atalanta. Next week, of course, you have also Sevilla. So I believe that the month of May is important. There is one day where we don't know know if yes or no we will play a game. At the moment, 7 games planned. If we go to the final of Europa League, we can even transform it in 8 games. So it will be packed again. Bremer burned out or just under pressure? I believe both, but it's a consequence. Under pressure, you can be, as a consequence, be a bit burned out, and that's also what Allegri said. Wait. Apparently, people are telling me, Beppe, the background sound is back. I didn't know. We are hearing the words of Max Allegri. Hopefully, not too much. I need to learn closing it. Thank you for telling me, guys. You are fantastic. As always, you are fantastic. 52 likes, we can do better. But anyway, thank you, guys. No. That's really great. Now, you know, in the past, I didn't understand what you said, but now it's gone. It's okay. It's gone. Andiamo, ragazzi. Wait, Not only Bremer, the whole team is mentally broken. But he was speaking about Bremer. He said that for the first time, Bremer is playing every 3 days, and it's something that he was not used to playing when he was at Torino, which is totally correct. Which is totally correct. Okay, what I was thinking. No, they didn't speak about Pogba, Ellie. Zero mention about Pogba. I believe that also the journalist realized that the season of Pogba is over. I mean over in seeing him from the start of a game and playing 90 minutes, 1 game, 2 games. No, maybe we'll see him from the start of a game, you know, in one of the remaining games, possibly, depending also the result that we have. But I believe that also the journalists, they understood, especially when he didn't enter against Bologna, you know, after playing 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 20, then no. Not entering versus Bologna, against Bologna, you know, it shows, and it says a lot. It says a lot about the physical condition. So I believe that also the journalists are over. What I thought that was an important one was when he said, yes, Rabiot will rest, but the other one, Alexander, will rest. Not because Alexander is resting, but because he said the why. The why Alexander will rest. Alexander played a few games, he said, and he needs to rest because, he said, because tomorrow we will need fresh legs and new energy in a game where we have to go. If I'm looking at the last games of Alexandro, guys, if I'm looking at the games of Alexandro, ultimately, if you're looking at the month of April, where we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9 games, Alexandro played 1, 2, 3. He played 3 games. Ragazzi, what are we speaking about? Alexandro played 1, 2, 3. He played 3 games. He played Bologna and Inter, didn't play Napoli, played against Sporting. Guys. That's why I love to do the press conference of Max Allegri, because I listen and then, you know, more than Rabiot, we saw it. He needs a bit of rest. You guys, you are saying it in the chat as well, that he could use a bit of rest. Alexandro, not really. The performances of Alexandro ultimately were not great, especially because we are going towards a 4-man defense more and more. Did you notice that we are playing more and more with a 4-man defense? The 4-man defense, what did I tell you? 4-man defense is difficult for Juventus to play with a 4-man defense because Alexandro is out in a 4-man defense. And we saw it when you are playing him again in a 4-man defense, he has really difficulties. Then maybe we will play versus Atalanta, guys, the important game, and maybe we will go towards Atalanta with a 3-man defense. But probably tomorrow, that means that we go with a 4-man defense. A 4-man defense where Max Allegri knows that Alexander is over. So if we have a certainty of Bremer playing, guys, I will take also the lineup of Gianluca Di Marzio. You know that I don't trust Gianluca Di Marzio in terms of lineups, but Let's check. We have certainties about Vlahovic. We have certainty about Szczesny. Look, tomorrow, Danilo could play again as a right back. Not Alexandro, but probably De Sciglio on the left. And you can play with probably Rugani, because Bremer and Bonucci together in a form and defense is not really working. Rugani or Gatti. Gatti didn't play versus Inter. He played against Bologna. He didn't do a great game, Gatti. He didn't play a great game against Bologna. When did we see Rugani with Bremer the last time? Rugani played against Napoli without Bremer. And then before that, he played against Spezia without Bremer. He played against Monza without Bremer. He played against Udinese without Bremer. He played against Empoli without Bremer. He played against Maccabi Haifa without Bremer. And he played against Sampdoria with Bremer. He played only one game. He played only one game with Bremer. Guys, only one. Only one. That's the only game he played. And it was the second of Serie A. The second game of the season. Then he never played. If Bremer is playing, probably a Gatti would make more sense tomorrow. I would go with Gatti. Predicted lineup. No, I was taking Rugani in consideration because this is what Di Marzio was saying. Okay, and here we go. Listening to the words, I believe that Di Maria will play. In the middle of the field, no Rabiot. Probably Fagioli will play. Probably Fagioli will play. It's an important game, huh? This time maybe Paredes can start. It's a risk, huh? I don't know, guys. He didn't speak a lot about, but that would be mental. That would be crazy. Look, we are going towards Ealing Junior here. This is, except of Gatti, that Di Marzio replaced with Rugani. This is the starting lineup of Di Marzio. Again, except of Rugani. But I don't know. I don't know. Fagioli starts.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Fagioli starts. Locatelli, I could understand that Locatelli plays the second half. I could potentially understand it, that he plays in the second half, starting Paredes. So I saw ultimately that Paredes was entering a lot of games. Maybe they want to go with Paredes to start the game without Rabiot. Or maybe... That's a heavy one, huh? That's a really heavy one. Or we can see this, guys. Why not? Why not? I believe we can potentially see this tomorrow. I believe we can potentially see this tomorrow. I don't know. Locatelli, Paredes, Fagioli. Yeah, Mandalorian. Probably with Paredes starting, and then Kostic. Probably Kostic will rest. There were no question in press conference, but probably he will rest. No, I was thinking I was saying really strange words. Thank you to Gabonetta that just subscribed with Paul Pogba saying welcome. You know, at least Paul Pogba was, we could use him this season to say hello to all the people that are subscribing to the channel. Kostic back. Well, back, he never went away. Barrenetxea is a big question mark for me. Barrenetxea is a player that I will try to understand tomorrow if yes or no he will be called up. But he disappeared from the squad list. From the moment that we announced him as a first team player, he played one game and then he totally disappeared. Where, of course, we needed him in with the next gens, but we know that the season of the next gens are over. So can he come back now and finish the season with the first team being there? I don't know. I don't know. It's a big question mark. But I believe that also there, management of young players, starting games, and then maybe flying too high and needed to be back on earth. What is the reality? Could be. I don't know. Really cares about Barrenetxea, but I believe that ultimately seeing Paredes a lot of time on the field entering, I believe that Paredes could potentially start the game. Also because we are preparing on Sunday the game against Atalanta. This could be potentially a starting lineup with Ealing Jr. that will have a backup with Fagioli. Even if, probably you will see this then. In that case, Fagioli, we know that it's a player that prefers to play a bit more on the right side of the field. Fagioli communicating and working with his teammate Di Maria. Locatelli backing up here Ealing Jr. Because we know that if Ealing Jr. goes up and then also De Sciglio is not really going up a lot. That could be potentially, you know, also be the reason why with De Sciglio being here, Danilo also here, and you have really offensive players. Crucial will be here, recuperating balls and then working as a link, because otherwise you will have again the same problem. Probably also having Locatelli not as a real regista will make sure that Locatelli stay a bit more up also physically, and Fagioli as well. Could be that we are trying to mix up here. Yeah, that 4-3-3 can become also a 4-4-2 that we saw ultimately as well, with Fagioli a bit more here, Di Maria and Vlahovic. Could also be like that. So, I'm surprised no one asked Allegri if we have a problem in front of goal. We wasted a few good shots against Bologna and we can't waste them against Lecce. Well, he said it immediately in the beginning of the press conference. He said against Bologna we did much better than versus Inter. We created much more, but all the attempts that we had, we were not able to finish them and we have to do better. So he didn't even need to receive that question because he answered it himself. Locatelli will score for Otman. This season is almost over and Pogba have not started, not even once. It's time. I don't think so, Johnny. I could have tell you yes if he entered against Bologna, 30 minutes and so on, you know, with a crescendo. But I don't believe it's time for Paul. And if it's not time tomorrow, neither against the Lecce, attenzione, that is again fighting for avoiding relegation. We can go towards the ranking of Serie A. If you are going towards the ranking of Serie A, what do we see? That Lecce 31, they are not safe. They are not safe because they are still 6 games to go in Serie A. Yeah, it's true. 6 games to go. And you see that they have 4 points over the first relegated, that are Spezia and Verona with 27 each. So they have still margin, but it's not over for Lecce. So it will be a difficult and tough one. In the home game, we did 1-1. What are the ultimate results of Lecce? Well, can we have also, if possible, the dates of the games? Yeah. So the last game, they won 1-0 against an Udinese that was starting to be back and doing well. They lost 2-0 versus Milan with 2 goals of Leao, if I'm not wrong. Lecce, Sampdoria 1-1. Lecce, Napoli 1-2. So you see, it's a especially against big team, it's not an easy one. Huh? It's not an easy team. Huh? Only 1-0 loss against Fiorentina. They lost 2-0 against Torino, Inter. So a team that lost a lot ultimately, but they were able to do some strange results, winning against Atalanta and so on. So we have to pay attention. Huh? A team that is fighting against relegation. First of all, in Serie A, you always have to pay attention to every single game. Towards the season, you have to pay attention towards relegation team in every single championship, but especially because Juventus is not doing well. And hopefully May the 3rd will be totally different than what we saw in April, because otherwise we have a problem. Huh? Calma is the good morning of Softic. Calma is the new hello. Am I here the only one to say Allegri in? Luca Seminara. Beppe, do you think Giuntoli can do something for Juve? Well, at the moment he can do nothing for Juve. Then, speaking about Giuntoli, look, watch the video of this morning. Do you want me to transition towards... No, first of all, wait, this I will make it a favorite comment, Luca, and I will come back on that one. First of all, I want to show you what I did yesterday. You will tell me that I'm crazy probably, but let me show you what I did yesterday. Wait, don't go away. Okay. I will show you with a picture. I will show you. Wait 1 second. Let me just take it. So what I did yesterday was this. Okay. You're asking yourself, Beppe, what is this? What is this? Well, I will make it a bit bigger so that you can see it. These are every game since the beginning of the season. You see Sassuolo, Sampdoria, Roma, Spezia, with every single lineup, with every player with a color code. So I went opening every single lineup of this season because I wanted to see if the people that were saying that we were using 100 different lineups in 100 different games were right, or if they were exaggerating. Well, guys, I need to double check again, but yesterday I checked so much that from this season, I speak about this season only, people are correct. This season only, we never played twice with the same lineup. There were some lineups that were really close. For example, Roma and Freiburg. We played with 10 on 11 the same, with only one change, Miretti, Fagioli. There were some games that we played with with the same lineups, but only the goalkeeper that changed. So instead of Szczesny, it was Perin, but all the other ones were the same. So I made everything. But this season we never played. I checked everything. And all of this, we never played with the same player. So, instead of saying, yes, it's true or not, it's true, not that I don't trust, but before I tell you something, I really want to check. There were some lineups that were the same at 10-11 a lot of time, but then we played once with McKennie, then he was not there anymore, or Miretti, then Fagioli, but never, and it's true, this season we never played with exactly the same starting lineup, not even once. And if I counted well, we arrived at 42 games. Beppe, when will Juve hire you as an analyst in the coaching staff? Well, guys, people knew before me. They don't need me. People knew before me. Just that before trusting a news, I prefer to double check myself. So at least I'm sure about what I'm saying. And I have to confirm that it's true that we never played with exactly the same. Then, I could argue, yes, but we played with the same lineups, but Szczesny was there and not Perin. So we played with the same 10. Yeah, maybe, but the reality is never 11 the same. So if we go back to the question that here from Luca Seminara, this morning we saw, yesterday there was someone, Jake Gallagher, that came out with the news that maybe there is the possibility that Juventus offered the sporting director role to Max Allegri. Then, again, before going out loud with is it possible or not, and yes or no, it's possible, why not? I know that a lot of tifosi, they were super happy, not because he's becoming sporting director, but because the bench would be free. The bench would be, like for another coach if he's not there. A lot of people are going with the reasoning, if dismissing Allegri would cost so many money, and you put yourself in difficulty for another coach, because you are paying so much and it's not possible, well, if you change him from role, you are not paying him. So you are not dismissing Allegri, and that's you are saving cost. But what probably people were not thinking about, or what they didn't think about, is that the sporting director role, but even the president and whatever, they have no way the same salary as a coach. They have absolutely not the same salary as players. It's really miles away. It's really far away. For example, I went back in history. Paratici, 2.9 million at Juventus, let's say 3 million. Cherubini between 2 and 2.5. It's really difficult also to have really their salary, because it's not as widely spread open on the market, but you can find them. But if you're looking at other ones, Iglitare, before COVID, he was at 350k per season. Iglitare, sporting director of Lazio, sporting director of Napoli. Giuntoli is at 1 million. Then you will tell me, but it's super cheap, 1 million. Let's go for Giuntoli. 1 million is super. No, you have to put it into context. 1 million is a lot of money, guys. We're talking about 1 million, huh? 1 million net money. It's really a lot of money. It's not just like, okay, it's just that players are totally out of proportion. There are players on the field, but management is way lower. It's like an employee of Juventus with other total different contract. So it's still a lot. So you can't, I believe, logically having Allegri in a sporting director role without experience, but that's another thing. Sometimes you don't need that much experience to succeed in a job, especially if you know the insides of Juve, if you know football. Not always you need, but anyway, it's preferably, but you can't. Giuntoli, pre-COVID, was 600k at Napoli. Now he's at 1 million. So makes no sense. The only reason or possibility, according to me, is that Allegri himself, he said, I don't care about money. I saved enough in my life. I say no to 15 million because he has 2 years of contract. I say no to 15 million, and I will take a normal sporting director salary of 1 million, let's say 2 million, because we are at Juve, per year. So signing a contract of 3 years as sporting director, that means 6 in total instead of 15 for 2 years. That's why, I don't believe that's the solution. Again, except if Allegri is saying, let's go. But strange, really, really strange. I don't know how journalists are going out with these kind of news without just thinking logically. Then again, everything can happen. Everything can happen. But at least you need to explain the people that are reading that it's absolutely not possible, feasible now with a salary. So, then the question about Giuntoli, what can he bring to Juve? Well, a lot of people are saying that Giuntoli, no, the results are showing that Giuntoli has done a fantastic work at Napoli. But apparently it's also really supported by his scouts, fantastic scouts. De Laurentiis would not even oppose against Giuntoli leaving, has a contract until 2024, but he's saying you pay me the fee. Again, 1 million, people were saying, that's super easy, let's do it. No, it's different. It's different, but what can he bring? Depending how he works, what will he have at budget as disposal. And don't forget something important, guys, that that Napoli is also under investigation for that really crazy, suspicious deal of Osimhen from Lille to Napoli, with 4 players from Napoli to... no, they didn't go to Lille. They never went to France, but anyway, in the books, apparently, they were signed in compensation for players from Napoli to Lille to lower a bit the fee. But that investigation, they postpone with one objective: not being obliged to take a verdict this season, because you know it, otherwise Napoli could risk to lose a Scudetto where they just need 1 point to win it, or even Lazio not winning all their games. You know, but when he arrive at Juve, probably that will be the time where they will go with a verdict. Too late for Napoli to remove that Scudetto. They will say, Napoli 23, 24, if guilty, attenzione, if guilty, okay, minus 10 points, minus 9 points, but Giuntoli, you can't work anymore, it's over, and then we will put him in a box. What happened to Antonio Conte? Something in the past happens really wrong with his ex-team where he was not even involved, but anyway, they punished him because he could not know, and then they punished him when he was at Juve, that he was not able to train. guys, so Giuntoli, what can he bring? He can bring that he comes to Juve without his scouts. Luckily, we have Tognozzi, that is a fantastic scout at Juve, but he can arrive there. It depends the budget. If you give look, the best scout in the world, if you tell him, hey, you have no money, it's difficult. Then if you tell Beppe, you have unlimited budget, you can do whatever you want to, guys. I speak with Abay Kurana, I speak with Softic, with Apex, with DGM&M, and I'm sure that these guys, they will tell me, Beppe, Antonio, Zidane, take Zidane as a coach. They will tell me buy Alexander-Arnold or Holland or whatever you want to, and I will be the best sporting director on earth, depending what you put on money. Then of course you can be also really creative, but creative doesn't mean that it works immediately. De Zerbi for Softic. Softic 1 week on 2 is going with De Zerbi. Why 1 week on 2? Because one time he loses, one time he wins. And when he wins 6-0, then Softic is back. We know it. Last week he was not there because they were eliminated, I believe, in the cup against Manchester United. I'm joking. De Zerbi seen as the guru of football, the new guru that invented a new way to play football, and that the people are starting to praise. Even Jurgen Klopp said it's probably the most beautiful game of football I ever watched in my life, speaking about Brighton Wolves. Could be. Franco, ciao, zio Beppe, ciao my friend, Forza Juve, from Vivi in Manila, ciao Vivi. Ciao Vivi, hope you are doing well. Vivi is the daughter of Zio Franco. Thank you for the donation, my friend. Really appreciate it. My dream is Harry Kane. Mamma mia. Ooh la la. What kind of dreams you have? Guys, Harry Kane, it's impossible to Juve. You know why?
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
How will Harry Kane communicate with players? Okay, there is already some difficulty to speak English in Juventus Football Club. So imagine if we have Harry Kane. Mamma mia. Imagine a conversation between Max Allegri and Harry Kane. The disaster. We have already difficulties to communicate with our strikers. So imagine Harry Kane, guys. Seriously, no. This is impossible. Attenzione. So basically, Beppe, if you work for Juve, you will be attacked. I don't understand the comment, but this is true, guys. But I believe from the moment that you start being a public figure, a public personality, you are attacked. I was attacked even before. From the moment that I reached, I believe, 3,000 subscribers on the channel, some people were starting to attack me. Then from the moment I signed a contract with Juve, then it's full power. And I really have to pay attention, not because I can say or not say what I want, but because some people are watching the lives and then they cut in, they cut out, they put it out of context, and they put it online, and then it's over. You can't defend yourself anymore because it's over. So you have really to pay attention what you say. And that happened yesterday, for example, with Matthias Soulé. We all know, guys, tell me the truth. We all know on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, on whatever. You know, sometimes I'm watching, scrolling on Twitter while falling asleep on my bed. Who never put a like on a comment without knowing, and you take it away, but it's too late because the notification has been on, or you don't even realize it. Yesterday the kid is putting a like on a comment without with slipping, or maybe even did it on purpose. I don't know. I spoke with Suleya personally after that, but that remains of course a secret what we said. But anyway, he began super viral. The guy, he missed a shot that should have been a goal, and he's publicly insulted with the really disgusting things. So, let me say thank you to Stavros, 15 months on the channel. Grazie Stavros. 15 months is a lot, huh? It's really a lot. Thank you Stavros, my friend, with twice the emoticon of GJustjuve. And then Nirai, my friend, as well. Grande Nirai. Always a pleasure to have you on, my friend Nirai, also an old member of the channel. What are you speaking about? Because I see conversation between you. Apex, Beppe, how do you feel about most of our signing the past 2 years are so being subpar? Locatelli, Bremer, Vlahovic, Di Maria, Kostic, Chiesa injured, and Pogba. The results are saying how we are feeling about them. And the last 2 years, we were horrible in terms of results. Then we can speak about good and bad things about every single of these players and finding ways to explain why or not. Pogba, we didn't sign him injured. Pogba, we signed him healthy. He came at Juve with the intentions of having a good season, putting away the injuries and putting away the negativity that he received at Manchester United. And in America, he had that big injury where he took bad decision. So today it's a flop. We didn't see Pogba in a game this season, so it's a flop. Chiesa, you can't say that signing Chiesa is a flop. On the other side, you sign Chiesa for 60 million, where Rocco Commisso is still mocking Juve about that. But anyway, we signed Chiesa, where he's performing really great, and he's still not back from his injury. Then, of course, I see now a lot of people putting dirt on the name of Juve. He's angry, he's frustrated, he want to leave, he has no real role on the field, and so on and so on. We can speak about that. Yeah, it's true. He didn't play he didn't play on a fixed role on the field, but Federico Chiesa is not back. Okay, we can lie and we can, we arrived in a time where I don't even discuss with people that are really one-sided because it makes no sense. I don't believe that we are here now in a time where you can even convince people about not I am right or you're wrong. I am wrong or you're right. No, we are past that time. Today, people, they have their conviction. Whatever you say, they will change it. Like the discussion about Giannis from NBA, where he's speaking about something fantastic, explaining with facts. And some people are saying, yes, you can't always win. And then other people are saying it's the excuse of the losers. So whatever you do, you can't. Federico Chiesa, if we are really honest, since he came back, he's bad. He's bad. He has these flashes of the first game he came back, and since he totally disappeared. But it's normal. Are we here to blame Federico Chiesa? No, because, as I told you, 22-23, don't expect to see Federico Chiesa, the one that we know. It will take 1 year before you will see him. I was hoping a bit earlier, but it's not, and we see it now. Frustrated. Then, if you tell me, Beppe, he has no position on the field, of course, it doesn't help, of course. But I don't agree with Softic, with people that are mocking his left back. It's not true. We watched a lot of games where he didn't play left back. He didn't play that left back, but when he had the ball, he was totally frustrated, and he couldn't dribble past one player. He couldn't dribble past two players. He took some bad decision in the last minutes of the game with trying to go on target while there were players next to him. So it is a problem of not having consecutive lineups that are the same. It is a problem of not having a fixed position for a player, giving him certainties. It is a problem of not playing offensive football and asking your players to sacrifice for the team. Of course, 100%, it is. but it's also another problem, a problem that is coming from an injury, while mentally he is not back yet. He is not back, and he is frustrated, and he wants to change the world and do everything. If we are not able to see the two aspects of it, guys, then it makes not even sense to discuss, according to me. Then, you know, we say Allegri out, ciao, we close, and it makes no sense. There is always two sides on a story that I believe that if you really want to understand, you have to check. You have to be open to accept that there are two sides in a story. Vlahovic was fantastic at Fiorentina, and I repeat, what happened this season with Max Allegri and Vlahovic doesn't help the way we play, the way that we are asking him to change his role. And again, I repeat every mistake that the coach did in terms of the way of playing. And we agree. On the other side, when he was at Fiorentina, was he suffering growing pain? No, he was not. Did he had to fight against mental pressure about being at Juve? No, because he didn't know. Playing 3 days, every 3 days was not something for him. Fighting against being in a moment of difficulty never happened to Dusan Vlahovic. I watched, I believe yesterday, again a video where he was saying that he was comparing him. Oh no, what the question was, what is the difference between you and Haaland? Who is stronger? He said, I'm equal, except that he's a bit much faster. Guys, the guy was in a total confidence moment, and nobody was doubting it. He was, and the most important, he was not doubting it, because that's the problem of Dusan Vlahovic today. That growing pain blocked him. He had difficulties to find his game, difficulties to adapt to a world like Juve, a top club like Juve, in a moment of difficulty, and he knew about that price tag, the word center of a project, and mentally he had difficulties. So it's again both sides of a medal. Then if you're speaking about Kostic, I believe that Kostic, for the price we paid, for what he delivered, did really great. Bremer, I believe this is a mistake, according to me, from the management, because you are signing a three-man, the best defender of Serie A from Torino, that played 1 game a week, playing in a three-man defense. That's why Brazil was not calling him up. You remember?
Do you remember?
You see, these kind of things are really important, and now he's playing in a team that wants to play in a four-man defense. And he did good, He did good. I'm happy with the season of Bremer, but probably it's not the player that we needed, or it's not the perfect player we needed if we wanted to play in a four-man defense. Guys, Di Maria, I believe that Di Maria, I remember the hate that he received when arriving about a Finnish player that was only thinking about the World Cup and so on and so on. If you are looking at this season, Di Maria showed big attachment to the shirt in certain moments, showed the magic. Then if we speak about Di Maria, do we want to see only the last few games after international break where he's totally out? Or do we want to see at the season where, and maybe before that, where we're all saying that he was the best player on earth? The moment. It's the moment. Then, I believe that Juventus did not do a great mercato, if you're speaking honestly about the 360 degree, but not only the 2 last years. I'm speaking about the post-Ronaldo. We didn't manage it really well, according to me. But there are also reasons why. There are reasons why today the entire board resigned, why Paratici is not at the helm of Juve anymore, why Cherubini had to work with a low-budget mercato. Guys, if you're totally honest, we had big problems, and we were trying to cover problems, not being able to solve them as we wanted. So it is a problem. Anyway, let me say thank you to Nirai that wrote a comment here. Thank you. Imagine moving a game just to bottle celebration. He wants to speak about Napoli. Let me say thank you to Franco Chan that no, I already said Franco Chan. Let me check. No, 3 months. Franco Chan, Chiesa scores and provide assets more than Pogba. Thank you for renewing for 3 months. Let me check. Marco Meola, 14 months. Listening on the way to work. Nothing better. Thank you, Marco Meola. Pay attention. Not watching, just listening as a podcast. Let me check if I missed someone. No, I believe I said everyone except of Nirai a bit later. But here, imagine moving a game just to bottle celebration. Look, I believe that, you know, I'm from Sicily. I know the culture of the south. In the south of Italy, you are always more passionate than in the north of Italy. It's like that. It's something DNA. It's something more culture. We love to make things really big drama. It is already in all Italy. So imagine the south of Italy. We love to make things big drama. We love to make things more comical, more fun, more epic. We try to make more epic. If you are looking at the gender reveal from babies, well, if you're looking at the south of Italy, they try, you know, to compete between each other, going with a boom, 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 boom. And I will come back on Nirai that offered not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 memberships. 5 memberships are more than the Scudetti that Napoli will win, guys. Can you imagine? Nirai with only 5 membership given, more Scudetti than Napoli. That's fantastic, eh? That's fantastic. Thank you, Nirai. Thank you, Nirai, that was able to offer them to Shanky, Slim, to Locatelli, to Mo Diop, to David Mirabella, and to Giuseppe G23. Grazie, Nirai. Anyway, going back to the serious thing, guys, about Napoli. Well, after it's their only 3rd Scudetto that they will win. After 33 years, with season where they went in Serie C, 3rd division, Serie B, they were not even able to win Serie B when Juventus was there in 2006. Even there, they were not able to. But it's funny. I understand the will of celebrating that big. I have no problem. I think it's even, you know, I don't like the team of Napoli. I love the culture of Napoli because I understand it. But what I don't like, it's that you are moving everything. And again, Napoli looks like they can do whatever they want. If they don't want to show up to a game in Torino against all rules, well, they don't show up. Then they make an appeal. They find a strategy from the ISL in Napoli, the office there in COVID time, where in these days, you know, all the public stores, offices, the whatever, everything in Napoli, you can put a banner personalized with your logo, with your name of your store or whatever. Well, I sell big banner supporting Napoli. You see, the ISL, the one that were involved in not letting Juve going to Napoli going to Napoli. So it's, you know, it's always something, and I believe personally, my 2 cents, it's a big disrespect for Salernitana because Napoli wins it. Salernitana, they still have to fight for something in Serie A. And you are changing everything in their calendar because you were disrespecting Salernitana as if it was a guarantee that you would win against Salernitana. Again, that's annoying me. Not the people that are celebrating in the streets and so on makes sense, but it's really the way that they disrespect everything and that nobody cares. It's all good. Everything is okay. We do whatever Napoli asks to do. And then if I see the comments of De Laurentiis again today speaking about the fact that yes, they will win this year, but probably if you're looking at the history of recent Serie A, probably they deserved more than only one. He's happy because at least he won the one of the honesty, of being an honest person. Guys, if you're looking back, are we serious about speaking about honesty when you're buying Osimhen, and you're sending 4 players to Lille that never went there, never played there, never visited the office of Lille? Are we serious speaking about honesty when you don't travel to Torino? The second time you travel with players that were COVID positive, that couldn't travel, and you let them play on the field just for then letting them being in quarantine. I remember all these kind of things. So before that, I think it's a bit disgusting. Thank you again to Nirai for the donation, for the membership, but also for another message. Off-season is key for Chiesa, I still believe. But yeah, same for Paul, same for Federico Chiesa. The off-season will be super important. But that's why now I'm hearing a lot of rumors coming on Chiesa, on Vlahovic, on this, on that, about the fact that they are frustrated, they are not happy. Of course they are not happy. Guys, let's not lie. They are not happy. Nobody's happy about the situation of the club. Allegri is not happy, Ferrer is not happy, we the Tifosi are not happy, the players are not happy because they don't know what will happen next year. So these kind of rumors about leaving the club and so on, probably they are even right. Because players are looking around, because they want certainties, because we are May, now we are in the month of May. They want some certainties about next season, and you could possibly give them, after the 15 points back, after being with security in the top 4, which we are not. We are not playing well. Well, the players are starting to be really frustrated, and they want to see their future somewhere else. Vlahovic is 23, Chiesa is 25, I believe. So I can understand that these voices can potentially be true about frustration. We all are. Then Federico Chiesa has a contract with Juve. Dusan Vlahovic has a contract with Juve. As said today in the press conference, Max Allegri will sit with them. No, Max Allegri will sit with the management. The management will sit with the player at the end of the season when we know what happened with the future of Juventus. And from there you can see, he spoke about it, about Rabiot and Di Maria, again underlining how important it was to qualify in Champions League, because with Champions League you can go into a room in discussion being strong of something, a card to play, and I speak about Rabiot and Di Maria, which you don't have to for Chiesa and Vlahovic because they are your players, but of course it's better to play with players that want to. As I said, for Zidane back then, before having a YouTube channel, we are speaking about the years 2001, 2001, when he went to Real Madrid. I said clearly, I prefer having players happy in our club than sad players. I said I prefer to have a happy player somewhere else than a sad player at Juve. That's since 2001 that I'm saying this. But Softic, I know that you didn't like that sentence. I know, and you are correct, and I don't like it neither. You know that after the game, I immediately go live, so I'm not listening to the words of Max Allegri, and to be honest, I'm not even reading them for multiple reasons, because after a game, whatever you say will be interpreted by fans. One. Secondly, you come out of big emotions. If you are looking at Inzaghi, Mourinho, Conte, Spalletti, Sarri, look at all the things that they are saying. I don't believe he disrespected us by saying that we played good, because it's a moment where you don't need to make things bigger as they are. He knows that we played bad. He knows it perfectly. What is important for me is the discussion he has with the team, not the one in a post-game. Especially not if you need to speak with your team. I understand that, the feeling if you are taking everything literally. But then, guys, listen to the words of Guardiola speaking about legends of football, disrespecting them, and look at Guardiola, that I really like as a person. How many times Guardiola, the day after, when the media, the mass is speaking, is putting something a bit viral, is I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for what I said. I didn't mean like that. How many times? Guardiola, we're speaking about Guardiola, that has zero pressure, except of winning the Champions League. Except of that, there is zero pressure on Guardiola. From papers, from attacks, because they are winning, because they are doing really well. Post-game conferences, I always take it with a grain of salt. Today, look today. Today was for me on who will play tomorrow, probably gave a bit of indication. For the rest, there was nothing. Why? Because every time that we say something, we make it a circus. We make it a circus. We can't accept whatever we say. We are treated bad. Again, if you feel disrespected because he said after a game that we lost, we played well, probably of the moment of the heat, he just had, don't forget, reported by papers, some big words in the tunnels with people. I don't know. I don't feel disrespected by that, but I'm smart enough to understand that he's not saying what he wants to say on the microphone, because he's finding a way to find the best thing to say at that moment. And probably when you're losing 4 games in the month of April, when you are throwing away a Coppa Italia, a Champions League in a season with minus 15, I don't know. Then, if you're speaking about the only person, because you're speaking about disrespected the fans, if you're really honest, and I know you are, Softage, and I know a lot of people are in the chat. It's not a one-on-one with Softage, but look at what he said to defend Juventus as a club. Look at all he said to defend Juventus as a club. This is it. Chunky, unfortunately I have to go to work. I will watch the rest later. Maximum of like. Thanks again, Nirai, for the membership. Chunky and all the people. Well, speaking about leaving, guys. Speaking about leaving. I'm not speaking about Allegri now. I'm speaking about myself, because I have to go to the groceries. Otherwise, guys, at home I don't have a contract with my wife. It's quite easy. If I don't go, we will have big problems. She will make sure Beppe out. Super easy. So I will have to leave, guys. Ragazzi, I don't know why Siri always wants to participate. I need to find a way to stop that sensibility of Siri, who always wanted to do lives together with us. Maybe you want to participate. Have you ever been reposted on the Juventus Instagram before? Gianluca, well, of course. It's already 2 years that I'm working for Juve, guys. Of course. Beppe out. Maybe we come back this evening to speak about Juventus. Yesterday I had a live, but I cancelled because my guest couldn't come. There was a guest with me, so yesterday I cancelled. Tomorrow, tonight maybe a live. Tomorrow there will be a video in the morning. If you didn't yet, and if you are here, watch the video of this morning. Super interesting about Chiesa, Vlahovic, about Allegri, and about Mattia Sule. But tomorrow, watch along on the Twitch of Juventus, and in the evening post-game here. Thank you to Punsara, to Gianluca, to LJJ, to Stavros, to Risencross, that now will go back to study, to the classes. Gianluca, KB87. Grazie. Ciao Amadou, ciao a tutti. Grazie, forza.